Gnomes! Gnomes in my setting evolved in a deep subterranean environment, and because of that, they're very strange compared to the other races. The first thing you would notice is their long, articulated ears that move and twitch around to scan their environment. They're doing this to build a spatial map, listen for threats, or focus on any detail to an absurd degree. If so inclined, a gnome could hear your heartbeat and build a rough dimensional understanding of both your sinuses and your lungs just from the sound of your breath. They're not gonna do that though because it's really hard on their ears to have them that open and unattenuated in the surface where sound is much more chaotic and less controlled. If they didn't do this in the surface, it would likely cause them some kind of permanent damage to listen to all the hustle and bustle that we would output. It's rare to find them on the surface anyway, though, because the sky does not reflect sound and it causes them no small amount of distress that they can't build a spatial awareness without a surface to reflect off of. The other thing is that they are all very aware through rumors and discussions amongst each other that thunder exists, and it horrifies them. The idea of a massive sound that comes out of nowhere and just hurts. So, it is unlikely to find a gnome who willingly spends time on the surface for any duration longer than he needs to. But if you do find a gnome on the surface, in all likelihood, you will meet them in the company of a giant. The two races share a deep bond that is nearly subconscious. Naturally, they accommodate each other in almost any way without any communication or coordination. A gnome would take great offense if you were to hoist them off the ground, but if a giant were to do so, they wouldn't bat an eye. And this goes in reverse as well, where a giant would allow a gnome to come into their house and set up a couch or build something or start cooking without even a second thought. A gnome is just something that exists as a natural feature of their life, even if they've never seen one. And it's very common among the giant folk to have a setting or a place set aside for gnomes, even if that family has never seen a gnome in their lives. Rarest amongst all gnomes are those that have turned their strange talent to the pursuit of profit. Gnome merchants learn to imitate the strange facial tics of surface dwellers and use their incredible senses to dissect and dismantle your attempt to bargain. Their ability to hear the slightest hesitation, held breath, voice crack, or racing heart has earned them a reputation as savage negotiators who will leave you drained of both coin and confidence. Now, this is all feigned. Their smile and everything is just an imitation. Gnomes do not evolve facial expressions as a method of communication. Their monochromatic vision in the deep darkness didn't allow for them to pick out subtle facial emotions very well. They relied instead on the high contrast image that would be the motion of the ears against the backdrop. So almost all emoting among gnomes is via their ears, and very, very rarely through some kind of facial expression. And again, this is somewhere where the giants shine. Giants don't emote at all, or at least in any way that the other races understand. So both together are just stoic strangers who get along very swimmingly. For those of you that are wondering, yes, most of these images are AI. I apologize if that offends you, but I have neither the talent, the resources, or the connections to have any art made. If for some reason you're an artist who's watching this and is highly offended, please reach out. I have no money for commissions, but if you're willing to work for exposure on a channel that gets like 5 views, hit me up. If you like the music that was playing in the background, It's from an artist named Casper on Newgrounds. The song is called Casino Lobby, and I did some really basic editing to make it loop, but otherwise, just generally incredible creator for lounge ambience in this case. So go check them out, and God help you if you decide to donate to somebody in this endeavor, donate to them.